If you're kind of on the fence right now about going for this fusion, hopefully this video helps you decide if it's going to be worth it for you or not. We've already seen that Crockad is an amazing Hydra champion, tons of damage. But maybe you're fine with Hydra, you're using Titus, you don't really feel like a new Hydra champion added to your account is going to do very much. There is another team that I believe is being kind of overlooked because of how crazy good he is for Hydra, and that is in the arena. Now, years ago, there were two champions who were honestly dominating the arena meta. They're not anymore, but if you're climbing up the ranks of 3v3, if you're working on different arena combinations, if you want to improve your clan siege teams, this is going to be amazing. The two champions that years ago were doing really good were Venus plus Cupidus. How these two champions work is less about Venus and more about Cupidus. Whenever Venus is in the same team, Cupidus will always counterattack, and he does more damage when she's on the same team. If we look back at YouTube videos on Venus and Cupidus, you can see that Authentic, Cold Brew, many content creators posted videos on these two champions. Basically what would happen is you would build these two champions, well specifically Cupidus, very, very slow and stone skin, and every time he was hit, he'd be doing a counterattack. That is exactly the same way Crockad and Shayak are going to be working. Now, if you don't have Shayak, there's good news. They posted on the Raid Digest a while back that Shayak will be coming with some other event in the near future. It says, by the way, in August, you'll have an opportunity to not only fuse the doggo, but also get his master. We don't know if it's from a Hero's Path, a Deck of Fate, maybe a champion training. I'm hoping it's not a 1 in 100, but an opportunity for everybody. You're also going to be able to collect the Throat Ripper Soul. And for this showcase specifically, the 6-star versus the 5-star soul really isn't going to make a difference whatsoever because I'm using Lightning Cage to keep that stone skin on him even longer, and a 6-star Lightning Cage versus a 5-star, it's only a little bit extra speed. The extra effects from this doesn't really matter when the main thing I'm worried about is keeping a buff protected, specifically stone skin. So let's jump in here to some fights and show you guys how strong this is. And the best part about it is you really only need these two champions. Around these two champions, you could play a lot of different stuff. Both of these champions are in stone skin. I actually have Shayak in bolster set as well for a little bit of extra protection on the dog. But if you wanted to run Necrit, that's a very good combination with this, but you don't have to do that. I know most of you don't have Necrit. If you wanted to run a Warlord, of course you could do that as well. You could do Necrit plus Warlord. You lose your increased attack. I wouldn't recommend that, but you could do that because he hits very hard. But let's say you want to go a bit more of a free-to-play accessible route. You can go Ultimate Death Knight. Very, very strong versus Rhodos. Makes it basically impossible to get back there and single target hit the dog. So you're only able to do AoE stuff if you want to kill him. But AoE stuff's going to hit Shayak and cause the dog to counterattack. And then, even more, continue on the free-to-play route. You go Pythion if you wanted a Reviver, or you could go something like Mithrala, a cleanser plus an increased attack champion. So for this example, let's throw in Mithrala. Why not? Honestly, I don't think it's really going to matter. She's 301 speed. She's not really built for arena whatsoever. I don't really know what she's built for. I haven't touched her in a while, but let's go ahead and throw up the A2. So now Crockad has increased attack, and these are all free-to-play accessible champions. Boom, Krisk does an A1, and Crockad comes back with a huge A1 ability. This is a test server, so what I'm able to do is going to be kind of limited because the accounts that I'm going against we don't have a ton of accounts to choose from, right? The selection is much smaller. We'll go ahead and use his A2 ability, just melts everything. So that's team number 1. Try a fight against YST's team here with a lockout champion. This is going to be an excellent example because many of you probably struggle against lockouts. Warlords, Yumiko's not going to be as good of a thing to counter here, but Krixia's, all that stuff's going to work out great. Yumiko's not amazing, but Armand's is a really good example because we get the Hex on him. The dog does a counterattack. The Hex is boosting the damage the dog deals because it's from Crockad. We're going to place increased attack up on everybody. We do have Crockad going very slow in comparison. He's under 200 speed because all I want him to do is just chill with his stone skin. We could make him even slower than he is, but we're just going to scale up the attack, the crit damage as high as we can, make him slow. He doesn't need turns. He just needs the counterattacks from Shayak, and then let him do work basically. Nothing more than that. It's pretty simple setup. Now, you could make him even slower. You could fine tune his build so he's like never taking a turn at all, but it's literally just A1 abilities and melting them down. He's getting a turn when they hit Shayak. He's getting a turn when Shayak takes his A1, and he's getting a turn, obviously, when he takes his actual turn. Let's try out Hell Hades' team. This is a very similar setup to what we're looking for. AoEs on this champion, AoEs here, AoEs there. Maybe it works out well, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Hopefully it does, though. We do have a few options for different AoEs to trigger our champions. This works really well against teams that do they're a lot of speed. So they're going to be lapping you in turns, turn after turn after turn. That way you can just chill in Stone Skin. Doesn't have to worry about it being stripped. Hopefully it stays on there, and then you're basically good to go. Let's reset this. See if we have any other heavy AoE teams. This is a lot of damage from Nell, but Galathier's a champion who just spams AoE skills on his A1 ability. So he'll do the cleanse here, but then everything after that's just A1 AoE, which is perfect against this kind of team. If they even do stuff AoE to us. Okay, so we got one hit there. Got another hit there. Switching forms. He may go for that. Okay, no, he goes for the A3 block damage there, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and just A1 here. Boom, join another attack. We're taking down a bunch of mythicals except for the Dagon Nice. That champion, I don't think there's... I mean, we're not going to beat him. He's insane. He's a level league of his own, basically. So not beating him is it's not a problem. It's not that surprising. But it takes down all the other champions. If you want to defeat Nice, we could always throw an Armand's in here to just sheep him when he gets to the other side. Let's try that. Give that a shot here. Let's go Armand's. He should be built fine. 382. Maybe we get the sheep off. Maybe we don't. But now you still have a Ghost second team. We just have a threat on speed here as well. We have Armand's, who's actually going to start off here. We could sheep him now. It's probably not the best thing to do. So let's just... Actually, we're just going to die if we don't sheep him. So let's just go ahead and sheep him. And then they're going to start using their AoE stuff. Hopefully hitting Shayak a few times. She switches forms. Interesting. And then we'll just steal all their turn meter from everybody. Not get wanded or anything, which is pretty amazing, to be honest. I'm very surprised we didn't get wanded. There we go. Galathier spamming a few A1 skills. Nicest sheeped. We have Krokad joining that A1 ability. And then just A1 spams. We're probably just going to kill a Galathier here. It does have an extra hit if Shayak's on the same team. So it's definitely going to proc his thing and then do an extra almost 200,000 damage. So able to beat this team. You got +4 UDK, which I don't think is that big of a deal there. Here's a speed team right here. Now, this one is going to do a lot of damage. So I will need Necrit here if I want to chance or I could possibly use a Crixia or something to cut in and lock him out. I don't know if she will cut in. She should. There's probably a big gap between Arbiter plus Maria, so she should be able to slide in there. And if she does, we're okay. She's just faster. Good. Well, kind of defeats the purpose of being a speed team there if we're just faster. But he is doing the counterattacks there. You get the idea. Necrit, we'll try him as well. I'll try to reset it and give it a shot. But definitely we need some option to cut in because Maria's strip plus the Arnorn massive hits is going to be a bit difficult. Let's try it again with Necrit instead of Crixia. Obviously, Crixia, not everybody's going to have her. Yumiko, Warlord, same thing. Not everybody's going to have her. Fabian, be a very similar option, though, to Crixia. Actually, exactly the same. In the purpose of this video, exactly the same. Now, all this stuff, okay. He had an extra turn there or something? That was kind of strange. Hey, we're just shredding him, though. That's cool. Now, this is a potential problem. We do have our champion who's doing the, triggering the counterattacks from Krokad. Gone. It's unfortunate. So we'll go ahead and we could trigger his ability. We're not doing any more counterattacks, unfortunately, because Shayak is dead. So everything's just going to be a single target hit. I got a good feeling he's just going to nuke me with this ability, yeah. So he hits super hard with that skill. Gotta be careful with that. Shayak dies, then your counterattack champion is gone. He has no blessing either, so it is what it is. Not a big deal. And we don't have any gear over there either. But Fabian's going to be the exact same thing. So if you wanted to use Fabian here, obviously I'm not going to be faster than this team. Let's try a team that I will be faster than, maybe. This one, maybe. Maybe it could be. We could go Fabian here. We don't necessarily need the UDK either. Go Fabian plus, let's say we wanted to go Duchess. A lot of different options. It really depends on your account and what you have built and what you have strong. If Fabian brings out Lockout, though, he should be going first here. And now they can't really do that much. They have, hopefully, a lot less stone skin. And he can be in a go second team as well. He could have Stone Skin plus Supersonic, potentially. And then you start spamming some A1 counterattacks. Not going to do anything to Narcies because he's immune to those anyways, but it's something still pretty cool. We'll do this A2, drop some debuffs on him, get those double hits, just basically melting them. Very nice stuff there. Now, she will reset his cooldowns, so he can start doing stuff, which is not too fun. Let's see if we can't reduce his turn meter a little bit. No. So, obviously, he's just going to melt me. If he takes a turn, has his stuff reset, he's just going to melt me. I'm trying so hard to get through that team. I just can't do it, guys. Just can't do it. We'll try this one right here. Victor's team one more time. Fabian's decent versus nice with the potential to petrify him. We'll see how it plays out, though. They're definitely going to be faster than me. They'll lock me out and everything. All that kind of stuff. We're not going to lock out the Marius if we do anything there. Stone Skin did not get stripped. Fantastic. We have hopefully a turn from Shayak in a moment. Oh, boom. Okay. Counterattack. There we go. Counterattack. Excellent. Oh, another counterattack. Or ally attack. Sorry, not counterattack. Boom. Ally attack. Now, this will be interesting. Could I kill the nice? This is actually a really good test here. So if I can one-shot him, and then next... Does it do the one-shot still when he's dead? I hope it does. Boom. Yeah, it's definitely killing him there. That's actually amazing. Right there. That's an excellent, excellent selling point for this champion. The fact that he can just one-shot that nice. Through, like, when he's still alive, just one-shot him. There we go. I want to show you all the builds of these champions before we end the video. Ultimately, the builds are not going to be as important because your account's going to be different gear, but all you're going to be looking for is very high attack. In this case, he's not that high of attack for what he could have. You want low speed. 196, I guess you could actually go decent speed with him since, unlike Cupidus, he has some very strong skills like that A3 ability. We already saw take down a nice from, 50% first form and the second form. He just hits so incredibly hard with that. And then his A2 is good and his A1, all of it's good. So maybe having him enough speed to take turns is a good idea. Like whereas Cupidus, you just don't want him taking turns, just his A1 spam. Crit damage, get that high. You don't need accuracy because we're running with Shayak the whole time. And there you go. You got a very, very powerful arena team here that you can throw in your arena defense for 3v3. You could throw in your arena offense for just 3v3 pushing. You could put in Clan Siege for orcs specifically. Both these champions are orcs. I don't know how often orc rooms pop up, but I mean, if you have one, this is an excellent, excellent team. I mean, if you look at it, I guess the best champions to deal with Stone Skin would be Ashnar, which, depending on your level, may or may not have him. If you're lucky enough to have Airgaz as well, then you also have the faction unity bonuses, which is pretty cool. And he also has some counterattack stuff going on here, doesn't he? Instantly activates a skill. I guess he just has his counterattack whenever they drop below 50% HP. I forget. Either way, he does some counterattack stuff. You'd have a lot of stuff going on there, which could be a very powerful orc clan siege room for you. And overall, just a champion who, outside of Hydra, I'm more than impressed with. If Shayak is not that difficult to get. If you can't have him, Crocodile's not going to be nearly as good. He doesn't do the entirety of this combo, just like Cupidus. He's not going to do it. Though Crocodile, I think, is a bit better by himself than Cupidus. It's just not going to be the same effect in the arena if you don't have Shayak. But if you have these two champions, this will be a popular team in the arena. And if you don't have it, you're just going to have a harder time with climbing in 3v3. Either way, I definitely recommend going for these two champions. The Venus-Cupidus combo is one of the easiest team combinations that I ever had. It was making 3v3 Classic Arena a breeze to climb through because you literally just click on a team like this, for example. Just, okay, we'll throw this in here, bada bing, bada boom, and then just walk away. You don't have to do anything. Just full auto. You don't have to walk away because they're pretty fast fights. Don't do that. But they're very fast fights, and anytime you get hit, just drops them. Lockout champions, bomb champions who hit you, all this kind of stuff. You're just working them down. Like, here we go. Nishak, he's dead. And I love Nishak. He's amazing. But those double hits, those two hits there, just lets the counterattacks from Crocad just tear the team up. Now, of course, these crazy teams you're not going to have much of a chance against, but let's be honest, were you having much of a chance with them before these champions anyways? Either way, guys, let me know what you think about this. Did this change your mind at all if you're going for the fusion or skipping it? He is not just a Hydra champion, and his arena uses may be even more significant for you, but he is an amazing Hydra champion as well. Very full auto friendly, which is honestly my favorite part about it. He may make his way into one of my teams, but most likely not, because I have Titus and True, two Trunda teams to build, I believe. Either way, guys, thank y'all very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.